Great Oconee River Raft Race. I was sitting around the house just a-roasting in the summer and twiddling my thumbs and a-thinking what a bummer when I heard a fella talking on the kitchen radio saying, get yourself a raft, that's the only way to go to the Oconee Raft Race coming real soon. And as sure as I'm a-sitting here picking this tune, he said, you can help yourself and have a good time too. And the way he talked, it sounded like the proper thing to do. Said, set your feet walking with your vim and your vigor. And something that he said gave a tug to my trigger. So I fired up a Chevy and I took a little journey. Got a barrel and a log and a board gold. And he wasn't kidding about the raft race. Gonna be good, put the pieces all together so they float like they should. Got her looking so pretty, but I don't want to gloat. Yeah, enough of this jabber now, I want to see it float. I built that raft with an alligator grin and a corncob pipe like a huckleberry fin and a head and a galley and a color TV and a keg and a 47-channel TV.
You got a company now. Breaker done built me a raft. Gonna load her up and take her on the back of my truck to the Oconee shore and then float down the river. That's a big 10-4. Now come on, hammer down a 47-channel set of huckleberry fin. Now that's my Helen Douglas between with a great big laugh and a convoy made of 1,000 rafts.
Log raft, oil drum, inner tube boat. Gonna put it in a hot dang long as it'll float. Then I pumped up the keg, got ready for the trip, and I drew me a brew and I said, let her rip. Cranked up my truck and I felt real fine and I headed on down to the Lawrence County line. Gonna launch that raft and I'm gonna tell you what, gonna paddle down the river to the fish trap cut. There's all kinds of folks and I'm here to say this thing's looking bigger than St. Patrick's Day. In the great outdoors, I was roughing and a toughing and a swatting at the nets and a smoking and a puffing. There's people on boats and jeeps on floats and skippers and crews and flippers and canoes and beds and cots all floating like yachts and rafts with rails and bedsheet sails, pontoons, rowboats, stern wheel paddlers, Vikings, slow boats, bicycle straddlers, homemade store-boughts are floating real pretty smack dab in the middle of the Shamrock City. Then I figured that I didn't want to go it all alone, so I made up a list and I picked up the phone and I called everybody that'd do it for grins and I wound up calling up 42 friends. I told them to get them moving and it wasn't just a funnin'. And I peeked out the phone booth and there they come a-running, and before I could even get back to the road, every one of my 42 friends had showed with flutes and tubas and tanks and scubas and piccolos, dobros, beach nut and tubros, 14 banjos, and right in the middle was a mandolin, a harp, and a double bass fiddle. Then I studied and I figured and I nearly went daft, floating 43 people on a 12-foot raft. Then we all got busy from the foam to the dregs, gonna float this sucker on empty kegs. That's the end of my Oconee Raft Race tuna race. Always happens last weekend in June, but I told a little fib what I said before. This ain't the end, I'm gonna do some more. I said battling, skedaddling, every which way in a homemade raft all the live long day, from Black Shoes Ferry down to Fish Trap Cut, and a paddling down the river to the Sportsman's Hut. Well, I pulled it, paddle it, roll it, rattle it, fan it, sail it, man it, bail it, wheel it, keel it, shovel up, deal it, life it, love it, live it, feel it. How many times do you ever get a chance when it's too wet to plow and you sure can't dance? Just to throw a big party at a beautiful place. It's the Great Oconee River Raft Race. Whoa!
That's 1904 short.
Yeah.
10-4 there, good buddy. You got that old Lawrence County net blaster. Come on back. Hey, 10-4, this be the Oconee Tony on the Tony. Come on back with your 20. Hey, 10-4, I be on the roof of that old Sportsman Club hut, can't you see? Hey, 10-4 on the club hut. What you be doing up there, shooting them buzzards? Negatory on the buzzards, Halls. Them's Lawrence County nets. Oh, mercy sakes, them suckers get bigger every year. Bullseye!